Recording, I hope. Recording, I hope. Hey, Matthew, good luck with that experiment. The dropping experiment. I remember Boyd Bushman and Rex Webb were talking about that years ago. Make sure you use a brass clamp bolt because you want the two fields to be sharp when you're doing your dropping experiment. And they explained to me something about a contactor or something they had down at the bottom of Building 500, which is basically an eatery place for eating. Employees of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, but I'll indeed inform Rex Webb. Unfortunately, Boyd Bushman has passed away some years ago. Plus, everybody else has passed away years ago. Unfortunately. Because in regular contact, and then I would stay at their homes or stay at, had Dr. Rocher stay with us for a month in Oregon. I miss her dearly, and it's a very sad thing, so I just wanted to wish you all luck in your research on gravity and stuff. So, Dr. Spector, I hope you're okay over there in Israel. I got your messages, and there's a voice message in Israel talk. I don't know what language that is, but I'll get Matthew maybe to help out on that. You had a SWAT team come in and all that. The samples I have that you sent me of UFO stuff could be in Oregon or here in a crate somewhere. But I did receive all the pictures A-OK. They came through great. And I recall some of those samples or unknown things or something was a very unusual material, and I thought somebody in Oregon tested one and couldn't find out what it was. I don't know. So many things have happened, so I do have that information somewhere, and the samples here perhaps in a crate. I found some of my own samples in a crate here because I moved from Oregon to California, so a whole lot of stuff still hidden away somewhere. Got all these crates in these containers. It's really a mess, but I hope that everything's okay in Israel and your findings and research and all the samples you have in the basement of your home. Trying to get this message out in a way that's not too bodacious, I suppose, but I was a good contact. Boyd Bushman I've known for a long time. Rex Webb, I believe, made me a website a long time ago. There's something weird going on with time dilation, maybe. But there was the website, and it was a Adrian Elliott Stone, a criminal who has HutchinsonEffect.ca. I remember he was trying to destroy your website or something weird, and it was somehow connected to my parents' home. This is not a dream. It's something happened. So many damn things have happened I keep forgetting all the time. Kind of trying to resurrect the memories, like Pierre Sinclair and his floating UFO. Has another adventure. I met Pierre early 90s. Okay. And he turned me on to barium titanate, which I found through Fair Radio Sales. He sent me their catalog, and I ordered a truckload. Literally a freight truckload of stuff. I think maybe Ian remembers that. It was an amazing amount of stuff. And I still have it here. Most of it here. Yeah, I do actually. Maybe for a spectrum analyzer that went to Germany or something. Because I sold stuff. Guess who arrived? Mr. EVO, I presume. You want to say hi to Matthew? You want to be on his podcast? Yeah. So a lot has happened, and most people think I'm nuts, so I don't care what I say, you know. Right, EVO? Come on, give me a kiss. Oh God, yeah. You want to be a little star, don't you? Mm. Hey, say hi to Matthew. I'm talking to Matthew. And the dog's here. Israel. Oh, wow. You're so cute. This is Mr. EVO named Dr. Ken Schroeder's Discovery. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What? You trying to tell me you want to be on Matthew's podcast? You could do a lot of snorting on that one too if you want to. See, you're up there. He's looking. You got your own iPad. Actually, he does. It's the first one I got. He goes like this with it. He gets talking things, talking Ben and other things. But yeah. I do miss sunlight. It's sunny today, but cold. No, what is it, October 3? 4? Getting a rival about R390. Every month I buy some items. No. I like restoration projects and machine tools and all kinds of crazy stuff from a long time ago. Yeah, a lot of stuff from a long time ago has gone forgotten. Okay? Forgotten about. Oh, yeah. All the new stuff and all the interesting other crazy stuff going on in the world. So, I like to stay in the realm of up to 1960, going all the way back into a couple of centuries ago anyway. A lot of stuff was discovered and forgotten about. How many of you know about a coherers? The science of coherers and cosmic rays, Tesla's lamp black slides that he used, and a pen recorder. You don't know any of that stuff, do you? No. You probably don't know about T. Henry Morey. No, I guess you don't. Okay, so you don't know a lot of stuff, but the modern stuff. A lot of rehashed cosmological stuff. Excuse me, too much barking. Anyway, people mention something, and I said, well, I read about that in Scientific American, because when I was living alone, my company was always books or magazines, and I had all the old ones. ARRL handbooks. You know what that is? No, probably not. Amateur Radio Relay League handbook. Because I have a whole library of books of different discoverers. As I had help, and books were given to me by Tesla's friend, Thomas Lee Richardson. Nobody talks about that, right? I don't think I'm making up a story, maybe, or something, It's stupid. Thomas Lee Richardson was a real figure. He's friends with Jack Webster, talk show host on the News Hour, and I've known Thomas Richardson for quite a while, and he passed away in the 80s. Seen a lot of stuff that a long time ago happened, but it's forgotten about, not interested in. But he wrote a book on Tesla. You can check it out. Thomas Lee Richardson. Look him up. God. We tried to replicate the Philadelphia experiment that was brought up yesterday with a friend of mine, Christopher. Hi, Christopher. I won't mention your last name. He's a famous guy. We're thinking about something. But anyway. So there's a lot of stuff in history that's gone or forgotten about. I think Pierre Sinclair's history's vanished. But we're friends in the early 90s, and in his backyard he had at least had been maybe 3 feet, 4 foot black disc thing that was floating, and I touched it, and you could move it around a little bit. He didn't want me to tell anybody. He said, keep it a secret. Well, that's what he always say. And I used to get contractors visiting me, the U.S. military industrial complex, because Brian Bordell would drive them from the airport to the hotels They were on business things in Canada. And Brian would always talk about, oh, I have a friend, blah, 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 come, and they come over and I show them a demonstration, right? Right. And they give him $100 and he showed me his device, which is a C-shaped thing that had a little pyramid that would levitate in the middle. And showed me that. It was quite interesting times. All that's forgotten, gone away. I guess that's normal, just natural. Or let's say the science of vacuum tubes. I don't know. A lot of stuff that's disappeared in time, forgotten about. I like to resurrect it and talk about it, Sometimes I do that, like this stupid video. I mean, it's a foundation of information. With Chris, we're talking about hydrogen production in water with high voltage sparks or low voltage sparks, rolling drums. Chris is moving back to Pennsylvania, and he knows this stuff, and I'm trying to give him some information on something he can produce. The hydrogen gas, he can produce that with electric sparks, of course, in water. Not a problem. How to make large quantities, that's just an engineering problem. I was thinking of rollers with tungsten points on them. Remember the little wind-up things you'd wind up and play a tune? Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Something like that with a lot of sharp points. Have it rolling inside of a container, creating sparks, endless sparks. Have a good production of hydrogen gas. Now he might try that angle because his father is a famous race car driver. Okay, he's got a lot of history behind him, so I enjoy his visits every Thursday. He's coming on Saturday, I hope. So anyway, Chris is moving back to Pennsylvania. That's interesting. What's that? Oh, nothing. But yeah, so I'm busy sending emails out. My stupid emails are pretty bodacious, pretty haywire. I'm curious about Dr. Spector in Israel, if he's okay, and his wife actually sent me a voice message, but it's in their Israel language, which I don't know what that is, so I don't know how to translate it. Okay. But he was claiming that he was visited by a SWAT team and all this stuff. But he used to do digs around disposal areas for military stuff, and it's quite an impressive collection of stuff. I got all the photos to it. He sent me thousands of photographs. Some years ago now, and the samples. The only other area I know of samples would be Marcel Vogel, and then the CIA people who sent me their information, which still have that too. My privacy coordinator was John M. Wright. I just followed procedures, and they sent me tons of stuff. I only kept about 4 pages that were interesting to me. Analysis of metal samples fell from the sky. But, and then I met up with Gordon Novell, and I were working on a project that I shared with Inventor 3, and we concluded that there's too much bulk and cable. You can check with Inventor 3. Stretching, but anyway. Brass balls, Pierre Sinclair and his backyard levitating UFO. What else did Pierre? Oh, yeah, yeah. Pierre Sinclair had all the information on Montauk with that gentleman who he had a video on the radio receiver itself. ANFRR, and I don't remember the rest, maybe 24 or something like that. And I believe I have something like that here. I just want to see if that video is still around somewhere. I haven't seen it on the internet. I've seen a lot of old junk on the internet, on Montauk and all that, but I'm curious on that receiver. It's a pretty heavy looking thing, and what's his name? Who had it? He talked about it, showed it. Pierre Sinclair had the videos. Well, I don't know what happened to Pierre Sinclair. It's been a long time. All I got is some message about he didn't want to be public or something like that. But that floating piece he had, that disc, was pretty impressive. I'm covering that just for the hell of it. Why not? I'm waiting for a delivery, as I said, of an R390. And then I should get a general radio device in a couple of days, too. Okay, so I'm talking. Rex Webb, by the way, again. He's on LinkedIn, and we talk quite a bit. I'll share all that information Matthew will be doing. Support Matthew. He's been kind enough to put up with me in my stupid videos. You know, Matthew's smart, pleasant to work with, and support him. Come on. Let's get all my information out there. What else? I'll be having demonstrations here of stuff, but should I make it public or quiet? I don't know. I have no idea. Political climate in the United States has changed dramatically. Of course, the government's on strike or whatever. I don't know. So I think all my demos were in Canada. Yeah, I think. Canada, some attempts in Japan. It's not something I really like doing anymore, but I get bombarded by people who want me to do it. I think it's highly dangerous in my opinion. I have no idea with this kind of magnitude of power and energy, you know. Even in the old days, I rarely did it, and then it all actually adds up to quite a number of demonstrations. But a lot of it is on paper, written up on reports, which is, I have hundreds of papers, thousands of papers, if you ever want to see them. Well, you know, it's just one of those things. Most of my demos were on television. Not so much the internet, but oddly enough, my stuff was presented to Congress in 2024. Donald Trump knows about it. You know, I got a lot of emails from him and his group, but I don't know. I don't know the political scene, but I've met politicians in real life, and it's kind of interesting. Dennis Kucinich, as well as Berkeley Bedell and some other people I met. Anyway, I'm going on and on and I'm just a clown. Just call me Carla. I go against the grain of most of everything anyway, so that's a good thing. You don't see me with a bald head and gray hair and a long white beard mumbling away on something that I did 100 years ago. I know some huge influx of bald heads and long beards. Wow, 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 you know, old fart society. A lot of these characters really get wound up and want to get a paper out there, and what for? What do you want a paper for? I don't even know how to write a letter anymore. I could take my time and make it important, but I submitted a proposal myself to DARPA, Dr. Bud Duran, but I wrote it up and I'm reading it recently here. It's like, holy mackerel. My handwriting is so bad, no wonder they rejected it, for Christ's sake. That was a fun time, the SBIR program. Hi, Mommy. Hi. Hi. You don't want me on your stupid podcast? Come on. I'm too crazy. Put me on main media, I'll have a great speech. On main media, of course. It was fun doing main media stuff for a long time. But as I call myself now, just a burned out, crazy eccentric. He runs around in skirts and blonde hair. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter, any of that stuff in the long-term scheme of things on this planet. It doesn't really matter. We all have our broadcasts and go off into the great unknown. Unfortunately, I miss my unknowns. Got a few left, but the good people all were very good people, and a lot of them, nobody listened to them. I was with Ken Shoulders many times at politicians' offices and people's offices. They would listen, but did they ever do anything? No. Ken was good friends with Henry Dakin as well as myself. We used to stay at his place, 22 Sacramento Street. 2222 Sacramento Street, San Francisco. But Henry he gave me a book on lightning and Kirlian photography. So many people and nobody listens to. Dr. Peter Kokoschnik wrote many articles. That's all, nothing about him on the internet. I stayed at his home in Germany and Austria. It's pretty pathetic when everything vanishes. He wrote a lot of amazing articles on energy and stuff. He had a laboratory in his home. I still have his letters and photos. His wife, Dr. Margarita Kokoschnik, was a medical doctor who helped me out quite a bit. What was it? A car accident I was in Austria. But arthritic issues. Had an arthritic hip. It was cured, never happened, never returned, and that was through a doctor friend of Dr. Margarita's. So I'm caught in a survival down here, but anyway. But yeah, there's good people everywhere in every country. A lot of rotten ones in every country as well, which I avoid anyway. But oh boy! But anyway, I really enjoy Matthew's gyroscope experimental stuff. He's going to try and replicate the H effect. I wish everybody good luck, because it took me a long time to even discover that damn thing. A good thing to have, Matthew, is a disruptive discharge transformer. An RF listing post, which is radio receivers. a good RF transmission system. Well, I should give a lecture on it. What people need to replicate it. I know Bob Greener tried to in his fans, but I thought, no, nothing. He might have. I don't know. He had a pair of pliers that broke in half. Well, he could have. I don't know. But anyway, I should check and see if my R390 came. Yeah, I spend, I do in the evening, I spend a lot of time on eBay searching for interesting items, let's say. I could show you something I just built, finished building today. I have to move iPad around a bit. How can I do that? Do that, do this, do that, do this. I put it over here. That's Constable Green's favorite words. Move that out of the way. Oh, what do we got? There we go. Yeah, I think the glue is well done here. A little base. Seen on tube, these normally take huge amounts of. If you want to use it as that, it takes a lot of energy. I use it as a spark gap and lights up just as well. Here, we'll just clean it up a little bit, yeah. So I had in the apartment laboratory, or collection, let's call it that. Okay. I'm not into labs. Had a little slightly smaller version of this I got off the warships. They had a bunch of them. But this is a large version. And then I found for sale. A reasonable price, not what stupid idiots want for it. And put it in a plastic tube like this with two balls, which electrostatically collective. Well, that's done. And it works great. I've done a number of videos with it already. So along with RF and other things, it's going to be impressive. I'll put it down there for now on the floor. Try and get a good photo of myself looking silly. Lipstick. I need lipstick and other things to look good. Okay. No, I look serious. I look like a crazy as hell, don't I? Right. Goofy Johnny. Well, what else was I thinking about today? Thinking about something else. No. What the hell was I thinking about? I'm always thinking of ceiling scraping stuff. That's find anything interesting in the last couple of days. Probably. Keep that there. I'd put that maybe safe place for now is to organize everything over there. Use my floor crane. Yeah. Dolly Dimples! Woohoo! That came into my head for some unknown reason. Dolly Dimples. Woohoo. Dolly Dimples. Hey, I'm on camera right now. Come here. Ah! Smart ass. Oh, I shouldn't move that. These are my micro tools. We're working on different things. And find pliers, get those little springs and other crazy things. One thing, instead of replicating the HFX nonsense, I would like to work back on warships. Dismantling Navy ships. Oh, let's see, a cannon would take me a month maybe to dismantle it properly. So many nuts and bolts and 71,000 moving parts in a 3-inch 7.0. Dual mounted, dual cannon, water cooled auto cannon on HMCS Yukon, or first one HMCS Mackenzie, Columbia, and others. So the Columbia had a mortar bay. Saskatchewan didn't have mortars in the mortar bay. I don't remember that. Wonder why that was. Maybe they just took that out. I don't know. Yukon, I don't think had one. They had the 3-inch 50s. They're fun to take apart. I made a film with me operating them. As in not firing them, but just playing around with them. But anyway, I should just go and check and see if my radio receiver has arrived. Oh, John, you're so funny. You're making up stories again, John. You're making up stories, John. Yeah. Okay, shut up.